Well, we'll see. We live.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't know I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we have Decatur's best pizza, Corey Davis.
Hold up. Read that again.
Decatur's best pizza.
That ain't what you see. Is that what that's all it is? That's all it say?
That's what I see.
We're not showing all of it, I guess.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. Oh, pizza crust. Decatur's best pizza crust. There we go.
I was about to say, I know I put crust on there.
And underneath us both, man, we got our dog, the OG, keeping on. Chuck Little John. What's up, my dogs?
What's up, fellas?
My man. I'm blessed to have y'all with me, man.
Absolutely, man. Blessed to be back on here again, fighting through this pollen. Oh my God! I pulled out the COVID mask today. Man, yeah, it was bad yesterday. I was coughing up green stuff yesterday.
Let me ask y'all. I was just about to say, are y'all getting that? Like, I work on outside, but I don't have the same problem as y'all. But I get that what is it? The chalky feeling in my mouth, taste in my mouth, and where I'm working at is yellow all day when I get in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was the only one.
Nah, dog. We are on the same boat, man. We're in the same boat. Yeah. So, OG, how you feeling today, bro?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there.
Good. Everybody else out there, James Little John, my dog Kamarie White. Anybody else that's out there, man, please put your name in the chat. Like we always say each and every show, this is an interactive show. We need y'all to interact with us. So make sure you put your name in the chat, man, so we can say what's up to you. And also hit that like button out there. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. And tell a friend, bring a friend, man, when you come to the show, man. So everybody on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. This is episode 72, season 5, man. We are going to kind of go off the cusp. We got a couple topics that we're going to talk about. They're not really that highly regarded on, the big letter markets, but this is just a little something, man, a little barbershop talk. This can lead anywhere, though, with the way we do stuff, man. So, but we'll talk a little bit about Brandon Jennings, Lou Will, calling each other out and agreeing to do a 1v1 against each other. I don't know how exciting that would be, or if y'all would be interested in seeing something like that. So we'll talk about that. Also, we got to talk about the disappointing news that came out of women's college basketball with Juju Watkins. We'll talk about that as well. And then if we have some more time, man, we'll try to find some other topic to talk about. If y'all have something that y'all want to discuss.
I got one more. I think I sent it to the group with Asante Samuel calling out Shannon Sharp about Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we can jump into that too, man. So all right. And we do now have a new sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cooking Dad's drink reviews is official now. He is official. So welcome to the TCY family. Cooking Dad's drink reviews. I'm trying to put together. Well, I'm going to put together this weekend, man, a commercial for him. Um, so maybe Corey can say it.
That sounds good, brother.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So, with that being said, man, let's give our wonderful sponsor of our first segment a shout out, and then we'll jump right on in. Are you in the market? Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional FHA or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the one the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you. Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional FHA or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy. All right.
Running back 2 times.
2 times. All right, man. OG. I don't know if you feel up to it. But you know what day it is. You feel up? You
Oh
feel
yeah,
up?
it's we got into that middle part of the week. And you had to get past this day to get to the weekend. Some people dread it, some people love it. But you just gotta get past. Huh?
No doubt. No doubt.
Yes, indeed, man. Happy hump day to everybody out there. Uh, good job, OG. Good job, my dog. All right, man. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump in. This might be a little quick show today, man. Uh, look, it one of them days, but it
I
one of
feel
them
you.
days. So, oh, we done lost him.
He felt it all right, didn't he? Man, we
For
said
real,
quick share and he gone.
he gone. Look, I wanted to get the update on his um Monday colonoscopy.
Hey, we said quick show and you was gone.
I know, right? Look, I tried to touch it and change it over. But I forget what you just say.
I want to get an update, man. I know Monday we talked about going to get checked out, and
Oh,
you
Sunday.
actually
Yeah.
Sunday. I'm sorry, yeah, Sunday, and your appointment was Monday. You you
Yes.
care to tell the listeners out there how it went?
You know what?
How many wigs you took off?
Uh, so you know what? I will share, and at the same time, let me do this here because I know we've said this as a group. I want to say to my TCY family, to the brothers out there, it's important, and I had to have a conversation with my man James Lil John about it because he, just giving me his take on it, and I was like, we ain't gonna do that. But at the same time, we came to an understanding. But what I want to share with you guys is it's important to get your body checked out, stay ahead of the things that kind of hold us down as black men when it comes to healthcare. I'm going to share with you what happened with me with listening to my brothers that we got on the show right here, my two co-hosts. They convinced me that it's time. You gotta at my young tender age of 48. Uh, my wife set it up. I got my colonoscopy done, so I show up and kind of try to dress comfortable. I go to the back and the lady goes over everything, start asking me questions. Have I eaten anything? And as you know on the show, I was ripping back and forth because I had been taking the solution Miralax, 2 things of Miralax, excuse me, Docolax, hit me with a little bit of Gas X, and whatever else you want to sprinkle on top of that thing to go inside this body. So I'm ripping and running, and I called myself and emptied out the tank because I was like, I ain't got nothing that's to give. So I get to the doctor. So she tells me, you can go ahead and take off everything. And I was like, so what is everything? She go, everything. And I was like, well, explain to me what everything is. And so she goes, I'm gonna give you this gown and you can put the socks over your current socks. And I said, that's it. And she goes, yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, she ain't mean that's it. So I put on the gown, and now this gown is flopping over me or whatever. And I come out with my underwear. She goes, so how we gonna get to your butt with your underwear on, Mr. Davis? And so I go, she go, what, you want us to put a hole in? And I was like, you can slide it to the side you want to. I say, you want me to take everything off? And she go, Mr. Davis, I need everything off. And so I go, can I keep my t-shirt on? And then she was like, what you need a t-shirt for? And I was like, listen, I don't know, but I'm just saying, you want me slap ass naked? And then she goes, yeah, I'm sorry, excuse me. She go, yes, this is how the procedure's gonna go. And so I go, well, look at this gown. This gown is look, it ain't snug enough, or you ain't tight enough. She go, I don't need it tight. We need it loose so they can get to your backside. So at first I was a little frustrated. I was like, you know what? Okay, let's do this thing. So I get out and I'm holding my nether regions, and she go, what I can tell she done probably did this 1,000 times. She go, Miss Davis, she go, you ain't gotta do all that. And I'm like, you ain't gotta do all that. I don't care what you talking about. I'm like, I don't know you like that. So she puts me on the table and the doctor, the anesthesiologist comes out to talk to me. He said, I'll be your guy today. I said, okay. And he said, have you ever been under before? And I was like, yeah, for dental work, but not necessarily for this. So I asked him the question. I said, can I be up? He goes, no. And I was like, I said, you don't have a whole lot of good bedside manner. I need you to, sound a little bit better when you finna violate me the way you about to. And he started laughing a little bit. So I get on the table. My man, just like G had said, he said, so by this time, they got some stuff in my arm. They got things stuck all on my chest or whatever. And so they got a IV also. And he goes to talk to me. He said, so tell me about yourself. And, I just said, hey, listen, man, I'm, UPS driver, XYZ, excuse me, but I'm a driver. And he go, okay. And gave me a little something. And then he goes, I'm still talking. He go, oh, you're still with me. And I go, where you want me to be? My man touched the little button. And I was out of there. By the time I realized it, I'm woke up. So I have no idea, about nothing. But in the process, she showed me a picture of my rectum, showed me a picture of what the OG was kind of trying to explain to me. Polyps. Polyps are, little little circles or whatever that grow in your rectum. Now I'm gonna throw this out at you real quick for the fellas out there. Have you ever been like wiping and you see a little bit of blood? Sometimes, you look at the paper, you're like, oh my Lord, what's going on? But it's more than likely a polyp that's probably done, burst or whatever, because they're real small. But some can be cancerous, some could, if not, pulled out or taken or whatever, could be, harmful to you. So she took the two out that I had, and she showed me where they were before and then after. And then she told me something. She goes, look, you could have took a little bit more of that Miralax. I was like, shit, could I said, because she said I still had a little bit of stool left or some poop left. And I was like, I said, I don't know how much more you would have took. Then she was like, because of your weight, you probably could have took a little bit more. But what she told me was for the average male, average black male, by the time you get about 45, between 45 and 50, the average black male has about 5 to probably 7 pounds of undigested red meat in your bodies. Because of how we eat, because of, and I was sitting there, and James know I was sitting there telling him, I said, you don't be on our chat line, the text line, between all of we don't put plates on there, we don't show the meat that we cooking, G done put the slow smoker, OG done put his plate on there, but we show the stuff that we eat, but it's the stuff that we like to eat. So a lot of times it don't digest the way we want it to. And it's about 5 to 7 pounds of undigested red meat that going through your colon. And this is the stuff that will sit there and cause, can cause disease, can cause, infection, cause all kind of little stuff because it's in your body.
And tiredness, right?
All of that
Yeah, all that
sluggishness,
sluggish,
yeah,
yeah. Mm.
yeah, because it sits on top of you, whatever, and it finds a spot. So honestly, when I was finished, I came out about 10 pounds lighter from the time that from when I got home and I finally got something to eat. But I had lost 10 pounds with the flush system.
Mhm.
And then she said, listen, this is the best push to get you started to eating better, doing right, stuff like that. So that was, my little situation. But it wasn't terrible, is what I'm saying to you, fellas. And that's what I told James when we were on the phone. It's not terrible. Sitting in that little bag where you take a poop in and send it to them, sometimes it can give you false positives because it's gonna go to 3-4 different places before it get to the analyzation.
Right.
But when they're right there and they're in the chute,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you can't get any better than that. So, fellas, if it's time, it's time. At 40, you need to be thinking about it.
Mhm. Don't be
So
scared. Don't be
yeah,
scared.
I was scared. I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I called James. Hey man. I called Chuck. Listen, man. Let me talk to you for a second. I was on the crapper,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey man, I don't know if I got anything left. You know what I mean? But I want to say thank y'all for putting me on the right direction. And now me personally, she told me this is what she told to me because I'm 48 years old. She said, I want to see you back here in 3 years. And I was like, 3? She goes, yeah, by the time you hit 50, I want to see you back.
Mm.
She said, then we'll put you on a better, time schedule, whatever, but I want to see you back just in case XYZ. But you know what? It's not that bad. I'll do it again.
Good. Quest said, wait, you put poop in a bag? No, somebody else has another routine that he's using to test his instead of
Yeah,
going to the doctor. So he's kind of doing his own medicine at the house.
right. Touching his own poop.
Yeah, testing his own poop. Man, so
Hey, can I add
yeah.
add something to that?
Yes, sir.
So I just want my brothers out there to know that when I went to the doctor this week, that I had to watch a video. And in this video, it said that the top 3 cancers that affect black men is prostate, colon cancer, and myeloma.
Mhm.
Now, myeloma, you can't get tested for it, but you can get tested for prostate, and you can get tested for colon cancer. So I'm just saying, a lot of people think like Corey did it first, that it's a treacherous thing to go through. But please, for your families, for your children, for your wives, significant others, go have these tests done.
So,
Don't wait to get to a situation where you may not be able, and Lord knows I don't wish this on nobody, but don't wait to a situation where it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
that's my little spiel.
Me too.
What
And
is
I
it,
say
Corey?
this here because I say me too, and because I realize, this is sports, this is an interactive show, this barbershop talk. But just think about many of the sports athletes that you like, man, something happened to me early in life because they feel like they're invincible,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then next thing you know, something happens, and they're way too far, way too far gone, and they can't do much about it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you know something's wrong, if you hadn't had a checkup before, which like my doc said today, or Monday, men of color tend to neglect it a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
they'll be the first one to put all kind of crazy stuff in their bodies. If you're gonna put all the crazy stuff in your bodies, you got to be able to check yourself out.
Right. And I think what the Kimbe Mutombo was one that called it too late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In his situation, man. So, well, I think I think his was brain cancer. So,
yeah, but he didn't go check it out when he was
he
talking
did
about
take that.
about the headaches, and he said he never did press forward about it.
Mm,
Just taking aspirin, or he said he
Yeah.
take a nap, stuff like that, and one day just didn't, like I said, didn't work out. But
Yeah. All right, man. So let's go ahead. Let's jump on in, fellas. Let's go to the NFL. And there's been some movement. I know last episode we talked about, you know, football, NFL free agency is kind of slowed down. It kind of gets kind of slow before the draft, like 2 weeks before the draft. Normally, it does that. It slows down, then it picks up again right after the draft. So people, after you pick your people, now you see what holes you have, and you try to fill them up with the people that's left. So
ooh, dang.
we talked last or Sunday about Aaron Rodgers possibly going to the New York Football Giants. But they went in a different direction. When we got off, they picked up Jameis Winston. And then
When we woke up,
the net woke up, they picked up Russell Wilson. So, in this situation, does the New York Football Giants pick another quarterback in the draft, or do they go defense now?
Well, they got to go another quarterback. Really? How can you not go another quarterback? Neither one of these are your franchise quarterback.
right?
So unless you go take the chance and hope you get a quarterback next year,
Mm-hmm.
but you're taking a big chance. But yeah, neither one of these are franchise quarterbacks.
Right.
They may be done after this year. Both of them.
Now let me ask you: they paid Russell $21 million. Well, I
Yeah.
think they gave Winston what 4, 5, or something simple.
For
But
2 years, right? Then they get Winston for 2 years.
I don't know. But I think they brought him in. He knows his role. I think they brought him in as a backup. But then you got Joey Votto that's still there too, right?
Uh huh.
The Italian kid, he's
Yeah.
still there. So they got 3 now. I mean, do you get rid of Joey? I mean, tell him hasta la vista or whatever. But and then they've worked out Shador twice, or they've gone. They've worked him out once, or he's come to visit, worked him out once, and came to visit once. Because he was throwing with neighbors, and then they've been betting him, so they're talking like they wanted to draft him. But I'll be honest with you, with Shador, it couldn't be a better person that he could look up under, between these two characters and Wilson and Winston,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's really black QBs, but like OG said, they're not franchise quarterbacks though. But yeah, the only thing that I don't like about that, I wish that Wilson would have stayed at Pittsburgh, but obviously now at this point they done drank a lot of the Kool-Aid from Rodgers, but Rodgers still hadn't told him anything because they got no quarterback right
So
Right.
yeah, so Rodgers hold the cards now.
now. Yeah, you done you jump first, and then Wilson, what he realized was, I'm not finna wait on y'all jokers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna get me a quick 21. And I think it's 21 for one
One year.
year, right?
1 year for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what he's still getting from Denver, right? And he's still getting money from Denver.
yeah, that ain't over. That's a 6-year contract. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get 21 from you. You know what I mean? Yeah, and hopes that I think Wilson, if from what we're talking about here, he gets the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know, man, but
And I felt like Winston had an opportunity to fight for the starting
what's
job.
the time position?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think he went in there to be the backup. I thought he was going to go in there and be the starter. But now you bring Russell Wilson in there. I don't know who gives the speech in the huddle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
But
So
I
now you're gonna have a situation in New York like you had in Pittsburgh.
there you go.
Who go start?
There you
Right.
go. All right. So stand there. Let's say they do draft a Shador Sanders, right? Or whoever drafts Shador Sanders. Do you think people are taking into account because I'm hearing that he's slipping, and it can't
Slipping
be
down in the draft.
slipping down the draft. It can't be because it's play. Um, but they have a guy named I think it's Josh Dart who has overtaken him for the I think number 2 or number 3 quarterback.
Josh
But
Dart Court. Where he from?
where is Dart from?
Or who is the kid? You know.
Like Arkansas or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he had a good combine. He had a good I think they said Senior Bowl. So he's kind
Mhm.
of risen. He went through all the gauntlet to get to kind of rise. Let me know if you
Ole
want.
Miss.
Ole Miss, okay. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, Jackson Dart. Thank you, Snack. Thank you, Snack. So they do you think people are now thinking like if you get Shador Sanders and your team doesn't win or he doesn't play well, are you going to get the backlash of, man, my son has been a winner everywhere he's gone?
But you know what? This is
It's
what
got to be the
happens when
coach.
I'm saying this is what happens when you don't do a because I don't know if he's supposed to do a pro day, but he hadn't done one yet. I'm hoping that
Mhm,
he has one scheduled. But this is what happens when you don't participate in the combine, which I don't have no problem with. This is what happens when you don't dress out or participate in your Senior Bowl.
mhm,
Um, and they only like he got plenty of tape. We understand what he can do, especially when
mhm,
he got the right weapons. But so this dark kid probably coming up because this is what is happening right now.
mhm,
This is the latest on these new quarterback or the quarterbacks and like I said, going through the combine and your pro day and all that stuff. He played Senior Bowl. They've had more tape in the off season.
mhm.
So when it's been a while since their last game, yeah, you can move down some, but I don't think it's going to hurt him though. That's just my opinion. But he does need to schedule a pro day though.
Right, right. So OG, I saw you kind of shaking your head up there. Um, what's your stance on that, big dog?
All this is that Shador is confident. He's always spoken confident.
Mhm,
He has no doubt in his game. Um, to me, I know he didn't participate in the combine. He didn't participate in the Senior Bowl. But like I've always said, those activities are for people that's trying to raise their stock.
oh,
Now, where was Josh Dart all season
Jackson.
long? Was he talked about all season long during the season? And to say that if he don't win, you gonna have to deal with the wrath or whatever the case may be.
uh,
Everybody thought when they started out in Colorado for a season, thought they was gonna win. There was a wrath by some people,
mhm.
but did that bother him? No, it didn't. He came back the next year and played like gangbusters. So I guess it's all about who you want.
Right,
Um,
right.
so you can listen to the hoopla, or you can draft somebody based on the skills and based what they done on the field.
Mm, okay, okay.
What you think about it?
I think that's a lot of pressure for a coach. So let's say you do draft a Shador, and things don't work out well in that first season. Now you got the whispers of, man, Dion may need to be the coach. Dion's coach his son. He knows what his son needs, and you have to deal with that. It's almost like having a backup coach. That people like, hey man, we're not winning, we're not doing well. Bring Dion in. We want Prime now. And so now you kind of looking over your shoulder while you're trying to coach now. Um,
You think that Dable will get fired if they draft Shador and Shador don't do well?
But I,
yeah.
I I don't know how fair that is
Hmm.
because right now, unless they do more in the draft,
Hmm.
how much talent do they have on the Giants? Offensive wise, they
Right.
got they got neighbors.
They got neighbors.
Who else they got?
They re-signed Slayton. They just picked up Pascal, Zach Pascal. So they got
And
So
if
they
The
got
wide
another
receiver.
the wide receiver, yeah. So
Yeah.
they got some good pieces on the offensive side as far as weapons. They need an offensive line. They need some offensive line help probably.
Who's the
Um,
running back?
they picked up running back last year in the draft.
That joker ain't nobody.
No, I mean he's not a Saquon, of course, but uh, I mean,
They
and they have
had to last year because
yeah,
they lost Saquon.
right. They have a decent front seven. I mean, not decent, a pretty good front seven on defense.
What you
Uh,
talking about? The Giants?
the
Yeah.
Giants, yeah,
No, they don't.
the Giants, oh yeah,
You said a decent front seven?
front seven, oh yeah, on defense side, oh yeah,
You think so? You respect that defense that much?
yeah, to be decent, yeah, yeah.
Because they played y'all hard? Is that what you're saying? Because of that?
No, I think the names and the players that they have when they front seven are pretty good players.
Hey, he'll never say that about Washington.
Yeah, I'm just
Not-
I know because they took y'all to the to the 12th round, but
who
I'm trying to figure out where
they took who
the
to the
Giants, the
not us,
Giants.
no, not us. Yeah, we stomped them.
One
Yeah.
time, I think one that tied up. I mean,
No,
one to one.
no, we swept them. I think we just swept them the last 3 years.
Oh, you're right. That was the Commanders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh, I've always liked the Commanders front seven too. So
I ain't
LG,
never heard you say that, but okay.
yeah, remember I wanted some of their players. Remember I wanted Allen.
No,
uh,
no, no, no. Oh, you wanted the players that they picked up that y'all didn't pick up.
no, the players that was on their team.
That we released.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, my bad. All right, all right.
Yeah. They front seven was always good. The front seven was always
And
good.
you're saying that the front seven for the Giants are also respectable in that
Yeah.
same.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Very respectable. What do you think, OG? You think they got a respectable front seven?
I think they are right, but the question I have is: so are we saying that they don't draft Shador, that the Giants with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are a playoff team?
No.
So if they're not a playoff team, then why should the coach have to look over his shoulder because he know he don't have the talent to be really, really successful? Until the ownership get him some talent in there to make you successful, you're not gonna be successful. So, I mean,
With the weapons, I think they have some weapons. You think they have some? I think they have some weapons on the offensive side too. I
you named
think.
some people I never heard of, so I guess I got to do some research on them.
Oh.
But neighbors hadn't been fired yet. When the
Mhm.
Giants went and gave what's his name the bag, then they
Mhm.
turned around and let him go. That's our ownership.
Right. Yeah.
You let Saquon Barkley go. That's ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So if ownership is doing all this, how you gonna look at me as a coach?
And this right here was
you making the decisions to
Mhm.
take away talent that I have, but then I gotta look over my shoulder because of what you're doing because I can't produce any wins.
But do you think the ownership cares about that?
It's evidently they don't because they're doing what they're doing.
Right.
And that
So
GM is an idiot.
yeah, I honestly I feel like hey man, we're giving what we can, and if you can't do something with it, we'll find somebody else too. What Snack said, man, Dayball has had one winning season in his coaching career with them.
Right. So now you go potentially fire him because Shador may come, and you're afraid of the wrath of Dion.
You're gonna get a wrath because Dion's not gonna. He is very. He's gonna be out there. Like he's not gonna be quiet about his son struggling. If his son struggles, he's not gonna say, "Yeah, my son is struggling because he's just into the NFL." He's gonna say he's not getting the right coaching.
Or he gonna say he don't have enough talent around him.
Or he gonna say nothing because at this point now, your son is in the NFL, and you know how that runs. At this point, once he gets drafted, you can't say nothing else. What else you gonna say? What kind of influence you gonna do?
Oh, he's definitely gonna be saying something. That's prime time. Probably gonna say something now.
I get it, but I'm saying, but what can he do? Well, you can't do nothing.
But at this point in time, it's him, and I like Prime. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
But if he started to go off, is that making it better or worse?
Right.
Do you? And I think we talked about this before. I think it will bring him to the point where, you know what? Let me show you what my son can do. I'm gonna come coach him.
He ain't gonna be able to coach with no talent either.
Yeah, and then
He
you
a
can't
great
just
coach,
do
but he
it.
ain't gonna be a coach with no talent either.
Yeah,
What did he
you
do in
can't.
Colorado? He brought all these people in the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They won more games than they won the year before.
Mm-hmm.
He went back to the port the second year.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great season this last season. But that's something that he has control over to bring these players in.
Mm-hmm.
Or tell them, hey, you might want to hit the portal. He has control over that. At the NFL level, the coach don't have all that control.
Right. Some of them do. Some of them don't.
Well, some of them the GM, coach, and owner do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at like Pete Carroll, he has say in his squad. Jim Harbaugh, he has some say over at the Chargers. If you go to I want to say Mike Tomlin, I think he has. I mean, going back, Bill Belichick had, say. I think coaches have say. Some coaches may not have a whole lot of say, but I think a prime type coach, if you bring a prime in, I think Prime's going to have some say so.
I don't think
So,
Prime coming to the NFL.
Yeah, I don't want him in the NFL.
To coach his son?
Oh, you leave my. At some point, you gotta separate.
Because
it's like. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Coach. No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you gotta separate because you can't. That's gonna be unfair to Shadua. At some point you be like, is he gonna be a great player without his dad? At some point you gotta, take that that bottle out the kid's mouth or whatever and let him become a player. Now we do know he has the ability to do this, but I'm I don't want him to become a coach killer either. But on top of that, there has to be a situation where they separate the Sanders. It's got to be.
Separate the Sanders. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, like I said, he can't play with Travis the rest of his career. He can't play with his brother. But and then at the same time, Show can't be coached by his dad. That whole, his big brother, walking behind him with a camera and all that. Man, this dude is grown up now. Now, at the same time, what better way to grow yourself on a sorry team?
That's true. But a sorry team where you probably won't get no playing time.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're the third string, you're only not getting playing time. You ain't getting no reps.
But you know what? If you're right
not
about
really getting better.
But if you're right about him moving down to the third quarterback in the draft, that means the Raiders will get him then, right?
The Raiders just got what you call him, didn't they?
Yeah, the Raiders just got
from Seattle.
Geno Smith.
Who?
Geno.
They got Geno.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because of his coach. That's because of Pete Carroll. Yeah, Pete Carroll and Geno. He brought Geno to Seattle. But at the same time, we do know that Geno is on the back end of his career as well. He's no different from Russell and Winston. So it's time for another QB to come in. So are you telling me with this draft you expecting Shadua to play his first year?
If you draft somebody at where are they 3? If you draft somebody at 3, I definitely I expect him to start.
Now you've always said you don't believe in quarterback starting.
I believe they shouldn't, but I think if they're picking him at 3, I think they will expect him to start though.
It's hard for him to start.
that's why I threw in a defensive player. I'm thinking they may not be trying to go after a quarterback.
Now that's what I'm saying. Shadur ain't finna start, and you got Russell Wilson and Winston, 2 seasoned pro quarterbacks that you know they just started over 6 games apiece between the two of them, maybe a little bit more. I think Winston started 9 games, and then Wilson he missed the first. How many did Wilson miss? The first
Like first
maybe
7,
5.
yeah, first 6 or 7, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay, but they both played about 9 games,
Mhm,
last year on the
mhm.
pro level. And you saying Shadur's finna come and play above both of them? I don't know.
So Kamari said, I think a rookie quarterback should always sit back and watch the veteran quarterback.
Nah.
I OG OG don't agree with that because his man didn't come in and do that. So yeah. So and I think it's a difference when you're not the second string. So second string, you at least you get some reps with the first string. Third, you're not getting reps with anybody but the practice squad players.
So who's to say they draft him that he won't be second string? James may be third string.
Ooh.
Turbo set. Somebody move outside.
Ooh, that'd be tough on that'd be
Tough on-
tough on Winston
Why?
because I don't think he went there thinking he was going to be a third, a guy
He
who's
went,
not.
he went there to get a contract to get some money and not be sitting out.
I
That
think
man went
somebody.
there to get a job.
Yeah, he's gonna get. He was gonna get picked up. But I think we always thought Jameis Winston was going to be a good backup for somebody.
I wish
Not a
Cleveland
not,
would have kept him.
not a good third string, a guy who doesn't suit up on Sundays. I didn't think that far down.
So, all right, remember when they first picked up Winston at Cleveland? He was third because what's the guy named DSG or what's the other dude name that Cleveland had?
SG.
The letter guy. He was their second string. They brought in Winston, and then it kind of flip flop because I remember early in the season he got the start, and then it didn't go well. But then Jameis Winston ended up finishing off the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But what if he is third string? Shoot, he was backup at the Saints also.
That's where we thought he would be a good backup for somebody, not a good third string. I just that's tough. That's tough on him, man. That's tough on him, man. So, but we'll see. I think the Giants they're going defense. I think they're going defense. But now the NFC East, they call them brothers. We got 4 black quarterbacks in the NFC East now. Starting quarterbacks.
4 starting. Okay. What? You got that.
We got
Yeah.
Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, whichever one. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott.
Okay. I didn't remember that.
DTR. Yeah. James Littlejohn says, "Sorry teams have you looking like Bryce Young when you first come out."
Definitely.
Yeah. So, all right.
And Bryce got better at the end.
Yeah.
He ended up looking a whole lot better. Confidence was a lot better too. So, they just had to figure out what to work with and with.
Snack said, "No, you got 3.5."
Dang.
Snack dirty, boy. Look.
OG, who y'all back up?
Mariota.
All right.
There you go laughing again.
I'm sorry.
Same thing you said about your coach.
Look,
You used to be coach.
look, the Cowboys don't even have a backup. We got Will Greer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Will Gurr. Who's Will Gurr?
Exactly.
Will Greer. He played with us like 3 years ago.
Are you saying Gurr or Greer?
Greer.
Will Greer.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, OG. Will Gurr.
Greer. Yeah. So
this is Greer is another year Iowa.
We'll pick somebody. Yeah, we'll pick we'll pick somebody up in the draft. Most likely is what they're
Yeah.
saying.
So
So
let me ask you, I had a argument with one of you guys, G,
okay,
Kevin Durant,
okay, yeah, KD,
about
yeah,
yeah, about your Cowboys, man, and he's not happy with what's going on right now with, I guess, how you guys are not spending the money, or what he was concerned with is your offensive line. And I told him I would bring it up uh to you
okay,
on the show, because he was saying that y'all need to wipe out your entire offensive line and spend that money on on the offensive line, because he said you lost your Pro Bowl center.
guard,
He wants yeah,
guard,
huh? Was it
Pro
guard?
Bowl, yeah, yeah,
Okay, guard. I'm sorry, but he said, do y'all have a center?
yeah. Cooper BB,
They got that beast.
that beast,
Okay,
yeah.
he said that beat.
Oh yeah, he played good last year, but he had a
Did
good,
okay,
yeah.
but
He'll
do
be
you
even better
agree?
this year.
Hmm?
He'll be even better this year. But yeah,
Be better.
oh yeah.
No, he gonna have his second year slump like
Now
everybody else.
that's only quarterbacks. Quarterbacks.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Obviously, then, if you got a guy that's there, the left guard, he said right guard. He said you need some offensive line help. He said he's concerned with the offensive line help. Do you have that same concern?
No, I'm kind of confused on why he would say that. And the only way I think he would say that is because he's worried about the left tackle that we picked up last year, and Tyler Guyton.
Mhm.
And so he didn't have a good year. Tyler Guyton didn't
Okay.
have a good year last year.
He was a
But
beast too.
yeah, he got some work to do. He got some work to do. But what I've been hearing, man, is he's been working his butt off to get better, to get stronger. So uh,
Who told
he'll
you that?
this is inside
More
source.
inside.
Inside Cowboy news.
Yeah,
Can
inside
okay,
Cowboy.
okay,
So,
okay.
but we have an all pro guard at left guard, and Tyler Smith. We have a center who did a great job last year for his first time. We have Brock Hoffman, who filled in for Zach Martin when he was out for the rest of the season, who filled in admirably. Admirably, man, I'm struggling today.
Woo, man.
Boy, I'm struggling today.
Woo, okay. All
um,
right.
so yeah, he filled in nicely. There you go. He filled in nicely for him.
Yeah, you do that.
Tyler, yeah, Terrence Steele on the right side. He played better as the season went on. He was trying to help out Zach Martin a lot because Zach wasn't at his full strength throughout the season. So we
Okay.
will be better, and the coaching staff that we picked up, they are all offensive coaching coaches. So they were either offensive line coach, offensive coordinators. So at, at their respective places before they came here. So we will be better at the offensive line because we have better coaching. We've said it on the show several times, man. Coaching matters. So look, I'm
Okay.
not
Well,
worried about the
hopefully,
offensive line. We may pick up if at 12, we may pick up if Justin Simmons is there. From I believe he's from Ohio State. If Simmons is there, we may pick him up at left tackle, and then just use our first round pick last year as a swing tackle. But it all depends. But I'm not worried about my offensive line. Just to answer your question. So Katie,
okay.
yeah, I gotta find out why Katie is so worried about it, man.
Yeah, he was real adamant. So
Yeah,
if you got some time, holler at him. Yeah,
yeah,
he hit me up in the locker room.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Well,
All
cool.
right, cool, good. All right, man. So our next topic will be Lou Williams versus Brandon Jennings, 1-on-1. My boy Kamari says G's Insider works full time at Subway. I don't think any G's knew the foot long wasn't the 6 inch. I don't know why my boy got to do me like that, but
He
all
said
right,
your inside work at Subway. Man.
working at Subway, man. All right, so
No, I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna give you give y'all a quick peek at what happened. But before we do that, man, if you all are a drinker or you know somebody that likes to drink or you just like to drink from time to time, check out my guy, Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Man, he would give you all the insight on all the new drinks, all the old drinks. If you want to bring a drink to a party, if you want to bring a drink to for a friend, or you just want to come home and take a drink after a long day of work, this is the guy that you need to go see. He will have you right when it's time to go, man. And that's my dog. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Check him out. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. He posts a video once a week or once a day. He may, and then if
Once
you
a
want,
day.
yeah, once a day, man, they'll throw him out there, man. So check him out over on YouTube. Cooking Dad Drink Reviews. I will have a commercial out later on with Corey probably giving us the whole story of it all. But all right. So here we go, y'all. Let's see. All right.
Williams responding to Brandon Jennings, and Brandon Jennings has been going in on guards who was drafted around the same time as him, how their careers panned out. And I remember seeing those mixtapes years and years ago with Brandon Jennings, Drew Holiday, and all them on the West Coast. And this whole thing, people looking at it like, man, this goes back to when they were in high school. B. Jennings being the more popular guy. Seems like though over time, Drew Holiday, the substance he has in his game, his ability to defend and play both ends of the court, has allowed him to work with many styles, many different teams, be on a lot of successful teams, and also, contributed at a big time level, 2-time Olympian. Drew Holiday has all the accolades, man. His career, he should have been in the running for Defensive Player of the Year some years, but
This thing ain't moving.
he also called out Lou Williams. And Lou Williams not one to run from a one-on-one competition. He pretty much responded and said he got to get that work, since Brandon Jennings brought it up. Let's check out what he got to say.
At then. You talking about after I got traded. Okay, yes, now you develop to become a great player for the team. I'm a franchise guy. People in Milwaukee came to watch me play. They have my jerseys, bobbleheads. They have none of that shit, but none of y'all that's talking they was better than me. All this high school shit, 55 shit, all that. I'm not arguing with nobody that didn't come into the league like me. I don't care about y'all had to wait y'all turn. I don't give a I had a signature shoe, and I got my team to the playoffs. I don't know where everybody else is at. So y'all go ahead. I don't care about what you did 5-7 years after that shit. But
Okay.
Okay. So people are so this do y'all remember Brandon Jennings?
I do.
So
I do remember.
he's talking really, really, really reckless out there now about the type of player he was in the league. So now Lou's like, okay, you calling folks out, man. What we doing here? You wasn't that great in the NBA.
Right. I'm not saying he wasn't that great. He had his moment. I mean, and then as always, injuries will plague a player. He was that guy when he was at the Bucks. Uh, I like Brandon Jennings. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty good. But I think for what he's claiming right now it's just a little bit far fetched. Because I get it. You had your shoe. You took your team to the playoffs, not by yourself, but at the time I think he played with the big dog. He played with I forget the other two kids. Parker, got a kid that came from Duke. He played with some. He had some solid guys there with him. But I mean, are we picking between him and Lou right now, or are we just saying everybody at the time?
He called out everybody that was drafted with him.
What year was he drafted?
He was drafted in, let's see, he was All-American. He was drafted
Was he with
2009.
Kobe and huh?
No, he was
Oh, he
2009.
wasn't that far. Okay, 2009. 2009. Okay, so he's behind LeBron then. That's saying it wasn't. It's some tape out there, but just not for a very long time. You know.
The man averaged, let's see, 5 points in 2017. Oh, that was last time. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's a little bit better than a little bit better than that now.
Okay, all right. I was about doing wrong. I was about doing wrong. Okay, so for his career, he averaged 14 points a game.
Okay.
He was all rookie in 2009 with the Bucks. He played 82 games his first year, 63 the second year. In his first year, he averaged, let's see, 15 points. Okay, right, averaged 15 points, 15.5 points his rookie year. Then next year he went up to 16. The year after that, he went up to 19. And then for his fourth year, he started going down 17, 15, 15, and then 6.
How many years you got on there? See, about
He
7.
he's played he played since 2018, so he was in the league 1, 2, 3. Wow, I got
10 years.
yeah, he's in 10 years.
Yeah. I don't. I don't know where the rant came from, but
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Between him and Lou, if it's between I respect Lou's game or Lou's career,
Uh-huh.
um, more than Brandon. But Brandon had some decent highlights.
Mhm.
What I'm saying? Like I said, he wasn't a slouch, but at the same time, I don't know what he's claiming. That's what I'm saying. What is his full claim? That's what kind of to go with that rant, but
Oh, okay. So I didn't see that part. I've heard he was talking reckless, but and Upsco said Brandon Jennings said he's better than Drew Holiday and Jeff Teague.
why he bring in Jeff T? Oh man. And Drew Holiday is not ain't no slot player either. Drew Holiday decided that he was going to be a role player for that Celtic squad, but Drew could go a few places and become a starter.
Yeah,
You know,
and be that guy. Yeah,
yeah. And then let me. Look, I'm taking up for my Hawks here.
Jeff
Jeff
Teague.
Teague, yeah, solid guy. You know what I mean? If you watch some of that show, they show a lot of these clips. He got a long story to tell about a successful career in the NBA. You know,
Mhm.
but man, okay.
Um,
That's what this ring.
Ain't
yeah,
nothing but clickbait.
that's got
Yeah,
to be. And Gil they was on Gil's arena, and he's absolutely right, man. The guys on there are cocky. They talk this big game like they was these big time players in the NBA, and they were just okay players. Rashad McCants, he's another one who'll be on the show talking reckless about his play, and he was just okay.
yeah,
He was just okay in the league.
He came from North Carolina, man.
They gave him North Carolina, right?
yeah.
uh,
That was that clip where they said he was playing for what is it, Yugoslavia or one of them teams. He's like, we could have beat the. No, you
yeah,
couldn't.
yeah.
Get out of here with all that. He said,
You
could you
know,
have beat the? Could
nobody
you
he could
have
have beat
beat
the
the Nuggets
USA team or something, right?
or the Nuggets at the time when
Oh,
the
the
Nuggets
Nuggets, yeah,
had
Nuggets, yeah.
yeah when the Nuggets had won the championship? He said, so y'all could have beat the Nuggets. And he was like, well, we could have done that. Get out of here with all that.
Okay, so this is all just clickbait. So if Brandon Jennings and Lou Will do a 101, a 1v1, are y'all watching?
No, I'm not watching. I ain't gonna lie.
We ain't watching two
Yeah,
37-year-old cats
I,
out the league.
Nah.
I'm about to say no. So we can move on. And
Okay,
let me get a piece of juju out of here before I
okay.
get up out.
Let's get it. All right, so this past week, Sunday night, um, Miss Juju Watkins, man, tore her ACL. Just trying to make a move, man, and knee buckled.
Yep.
Damn, did y'all see it?
I
Yeah, I
did.
saw it. I was
Yeah,
Yeah.
watching.
yeah. OG saw it live.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, did you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
so this devastating news, man, for USC and Juju, man. So OG, just tell me how what was going through your mind, man, when you saw her fall, watching that.
Yeah, because like you say, she was dribbling down the court, went to make a move, knee gave out, she screamed out. So at that point in time, you kind of when she screamed out like she did, you kind of knew it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the first quarter. And then when they talked to the coach at the halftime, she said she definitely would be coming back because I'm sure they didn't know. They may have known because they do have. I don't think they have MRI machines in the buildings, but yeah, it's some unfortunate news. Like I said, she is the face of the NCAA right now. You just hate it for her. The team was doing real good. They did play well in that game and beat their opponent pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's gonna get a little bit tougher going to the Sweet 16. Without her. But you just hate
And,
to see a young star go down like that.
and let me ask y'all this, man, before I get out here. So, what impact is she gonna have on women's basketball at this point? Because like they were saying, she'll be out an entire year, probably missing next season. You know, come back the following season, still at USC. What kind of I guess two questions. What kind of impact is she going to have on the NCAA going forward? And then two, how is this going to affect her game going forward too?
I think, and like I say, she's the face of the NCAA. But I guess there are some other players out there that I guess can carry that on this year. But it's gonna hurt USC if she's out the whole entire year next year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and hopefully she'll make a full recovery and come back as her normal self and not be timid. Raven Johnson for South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
her freshman year
Mm-hmm.
tore ACL. You watch her play now, you can never tell that she's ever had a torn ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She
Same
came
with
back.
Paige Bucher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully I'm sure she'll get the care that she needs. And but yeah, she will be missed. It'll just be a matter of who will be that face next season. Why she's out. I got in mind who gonna be the face, but I'm not gonna say.
You think she has the skill set to be the face? Does she have the mindset to be the face?
Right now, to me, she gives me the impression that she is a person that doesn't like to brag a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's real humble. So I think her point is that she lets her play speak more than coming out and with her words. And sometimes you don't need to come out and say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But if your play signifies what you can do and what type of person you are, then I think that'll be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you just hate it for somebody that was in stride this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying the USC was going to win it all, but they had a chance. I mean, right now, Sweet 16, everybody got a chance. Anybody can be beat any given day. Win or go home.
Mm-hmm. And they were definitely playing a lot better. I know it seemed like OG said, the rest of the team had picked up, their play as well. Because before it was just a Juju show. But later towards the end of the season, man, I guess they started clicking and figuring out how to really play with Juju, and they've been playing really well. It's going to be a huge impact, like on women's basketball, and of course USC. Have missing the best player in the league. It's going to be a struggle, man. And like Snake Panther said, he was at USC on Saturday, and he said there's nothing but Juju jerseys, and everybody wearing Juju jerseys, and down there. So it's going to be a tough loss, but I think she's going to come back stronger. Snack said this happens a lot in women's basketball as well, and so they know how to deal with it. Just like OG said, with Raven Hollywood Johnson, she came back even better than she was before. So with the way that medicine is now, man, you're able to overcome ACLs a lot easier and a lot faster than we used to be back in the day. You get an ACL, man, your career over pretty much.
Yep.
Nowadays it goes by they able to bounce back from it a little better. And I want to
work hard. If you work hard, and they don't tap your confidence. True.
Yeah.
What I want to do, and I'm gonna reach out to Coach Coco, Coach Lauren. She's a trainer as well, and and find out why is it happening in women more often than it is for men, and maybe she can give us a what she thinks is happening with the bodies. I know they're working out a lot more. Women are starting to work out a lot younger on their bodies. I wonder if that may have something to do with it too. Well, I'll see if I can get her on, and I'm sure she'll love to come on and talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
What's up?
Snack says Juju was on pace to break OG's favorite player scoring record.
Yeah. Nah, it's not my favorite player.
And that's the only thing that tears me up too. Like, you get injured at the end of the season, and then you gotta work out this summer and hope that you, like they say. I mean, most of the time now they're saying that your recovery time can be on an ACL tear. What is it, 6 to 9 months, and then then you gotta kind of, like you said, build confidence, get yourself really back to doing the things that you could do. And if she does miss the next season, and she'll end up being a junior, that missing that junior season, and come back as a senior, in hopes that she can really show them what she can do, build a brand, for that next step to the NBA. I mean WNBA.
Yeah.
All right, man. For Sunday show, I might have to do it from the car. Dally girl getting her hair done.
Okay.
And she don't get done till like 7. So I'm gonna be taking her home. I'll be on the way back home from
maybe.
Yeah. So
hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Corey, you probably don't know this, but your Atlanta Drive team won the TGL last night.
I watched it. It was on ESPN. I saw that, and I was like, they kept saying Atlanta. Like, what is it? But that was the electronic golf.
Must have some ownership in it, because they gave him the trophy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They gave him the trophy before he gave it to the players.
Wow.
And
I don't know why I kind of heard something about that, but
yeah. So we got some topic to talk about. Probably Sunday, man.
Brian some apologies.
Brian some apologies.
I tried to tell y'all wouldn't listen.
Y'all
don't listen to me.
Okay. I mean, I got he's balling in the NBA and the G League. I mean, if we go just throw that out there, he had 39 points. He did.
It wasn't 39.
Yeah, in the G League. Yeah, in the G League.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant the NBA. Okay.
Terrence Shannon is averaging 40 points in the G League. He played for the Minnesota team.
Man.
So,
who's the kid that they just brought up from the G League that took the spot from not that took the spot, but he's filling in for Kyrie and Kyrie's spot. That kid balling too at Dallas.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who that is.
What's that kid name?
And he had 17 in the NBA, and they made that the headline. The Lakers got beat by 29 points, but they made Bronny James 17 points in the NBA.
You
The headline.
you would disown yourself from the Lakers for right now. So,
They brought it up.
I'm just saying. So why are you stressing the fact?
This, and I think I put this in the chat. I think I'll put this in the chat already. Like y'all, we're treating him like the handicapped kid.
Boy, go ahead on.
All right, man, let's go. All right,
Go ahead on.
Yeah,
You need to go ahead on with that.
Every little thing he do, they clapping it up.
You need to go ahead on with that. They do the same thing for that.
He speaks so well.
Oh, that man, he 33rd. He 33rd highest score in the G League. Matt McClung averaging more points than he is, but we ain't nobody talking about him. I'm just saying. I'm happy for him, but I am. I'm happy for him, but that's not just let us like him genuinely on our own. Don't try to force feed him to us. Let us like him on our own.
Whenever you dislike somebody, then you just dislike him. Like toward the end of the season last year, then you started pulling for Arizona, but you just hated their quarterback for I don't know how long.
Sure did. No,
yeah. So when you got a grudge, you got a grudge. So it is what it is.
No, man. So we'll talk about this on Sunday. Hey, I'm happy for Bronny, man. It was never about Bronny.
Are you? Are you?
Yeah, that's what I say too, Corey.
I'm just let me like him on my own. That's all I'm saying. Let me like him on my own. Don't force feed him to me. Don't force feed him. I saw a stat. Somebody said Bronny done scored a point in 6 straight games. Man, come on, y'all. Like this, when did that happen? When did they start doing that?
Speak so well. It's so well spoken. Or they say speak so well is something that you say to a person who can't talk.
we got this, like, yeah, man. He's not a slow kid. Don't treat him like a slow kid.
Good job, man.
Oh man.
Hey man, we appreciate you all rocking with us. We said it was gonna be a short show, and it still didn't happen. Look, that's why I love it, man. That's why I love y'all. We can make anything happen. This was gonna be a quick show for real. My dog James Littlejohn, NF Skull, my nephew. My dog Kamarie White. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out. The Christianist Podcast every Tuesday. My dog Snack Panther. My homeboy Quest. Rodney Littlejohn. I said James Littlejohn. Anybody else that may have been out there, man, I may have missed, man. Charge to my eyes, not my heart. We love y'all. Remember to keep your head on the swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Sunday. We are out. Peace. Man, my wife is gone, dog. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. Man.
I know you. Wait till you end the show.
I love my wife. Love.